So, what are your big plans for 2024? We've reached the season to where goal setting is becoming more common, um, and I have some good thoughts on this, and I also have some things where I'm like, okay, this is something that we need to change. Um, but I want to give you some tools that you can use to maximize. Like what goals should you work for? How should you set your goals? What can you do to maximize your outcomes with that? Um, like I said, I do have some problems with the New Year's resolutions and goal setting at this time of year. Obviously, I think it is very good for you to have goals. I think it is something that we should all push toward. It's something that gives us a good, actionable thing to aim for, and that's obviously a powerful thing. It's something that helps give us direction, helps give us focus, and when we have that focus, we're able to look at what we're doing and say, does this fit into what the bigger plan is? But I really, really, really don't like that everybody's like, I'm going to start this. January 1st is going to be the day that I'm going to start. Like, why wait? Why wait on something like that? If there's something you know that you need to change to make your life better, why wait? Start now. Don't wait until New Year's, or don't wait until Monday, or don't wait until tomorrow even. Just start right now. Get it done. Get after it, because it's important for your life. And if it's that important for your life, then it's something you should not wait for. You should just go after. Now, when we're talking about goals in general, there are really two big goal setting methods out there. There are SMART goals and there's 10x goals. And there are pluses and minuses to each of them. So first of all, let's look at what SMART goals are and what 10x goals are. And then we'll kind of talk about what you can do to optimize your outcomes with these goals. So the SMART goals, it's an acronym, SMART. It's specific. So you have to say, I want to lose 10 pounds, or I want to lose 10% of my body weight, or I want to run 1 mile in 5 minutes, whatever it is. It has to be measurable. You have to be able to measure it, 10% or 10 pounds or whatever else. It can't be, I want to lose weight. It has to be something that you can measure, because if you can't measure it, there's no way to know if you're actually reaching your goal or not. It has to be attainable in the SMART goals. So you don't want to, let's see, if you're currently not able to walk, it's not a good goal to say, I want to run a marathon, right? We gotta move before we can actually reach some of those other things. So, if you are, not able to get around the way that you want to right now, having a goal of being able to walk on a regular basis is a good goal. Being able to, walk 1 mile by the end of the year, good goal. But running a marathon, that's just not going to happen. If you can't walk right now, you can't get around doing the things that you need to do, running a marathon is just not going to be happening. They have to be relevant. For me, if I want to go and become amazing at the most random thing out there, let's say, all right, I'm going to be a star in ballet. It's just not going to happen, because it's not relevant to my life, right? It doesn't have anything to do with what I'm currently doing. So you can't just pick anything out. You have to pick something out. I'm gonna aim to spend more time with my kids. That is a relevant goal. It's something that I can do. The last one, it has to be time sensitive. We have to have within 1 month, or within first quarter, or within the next year, or whatever. It has to be within a time period, because if you don't have that in period, you don't have the motivation to actually get there. So again, that's sustainable, measurable, attainable, time sensitive, and it has to be relevant, and it has to be time sensitive. So those are the SMART goals. Very good way of goal setting, something to go about. Did I say sustainable? I said specific is the S. So if I said that wrong, I don't know. Going back in my mind here, I think I might have made a mistake on that. Say specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. If I made a mistake on that, I apologize. I'm not going to cut it out of here, because I make mistakes too, just like everybody else. As far as the 10x goals, there are a bunch of gurus that are saying 10x goals are better. Grant Cardone is probably the first one that really pushed that. I'm not a big fan of Grant Cardone's why or reasoning for going about this. Basically, he just said you take what your goal is and you 10x your input. So you say, I'm going to attain Instead of shooting for $1 million, I'm going to aim for $10 million, and I'm going to put in 10 times the effort. It's going to take me 10 times the amount of time. And I mean, that's cool and all, but it's not something that is actionable for most people, right? If you can't run a mile right now, what makes you think you're going to run 10 miles? It's just not something you can wrap your mind around easily. So it doesn't always work for some people. Now, Benjamin Hardy comes at it in a different way. He says, your 10x goals are important, because if you look at something where you're saying, all right, I want to have $1 million, and you say, all right, instead of that $1 million, I'm going to have $10 million, it's going to limit the number of ways that you can get there. So you can do a lot of things to make $1 million. There are a lot of different things that you could sell that you could make $1 million, theoretically, right? If you're looking to make $10 million, there's limited ways that you're going to be able to do that. You're probably not going to be able to sell $10 million worth of things on your own. So you're going to have to build some sort of a system to get other people to help you build $10 million, right? So it limits the number of ways that you can get there. And I think that's something that's really, really good. It helps target our focus. And when we have more targeted focus, we're more likely to get the outcome that we want. Now, there are some drawbacks to this. So let's look at the drawbacks on these two, and then we'll talk about what's going to be the best fit. So on the SMART goals, what are the drawbacks? There aren't many drawbacks. The only thing that really holds a lot of people back is they limit themselves. They're like, okay, it has to be attainable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my goals from last year and I'm going to add 10%. Okay, that's a good goal. It's progress, but you're probably capable of doing more than that, right? What if you looked at doing 25% or 30% or growing in some different way that's not measurable on that? It's not just growth in that area. You're working to expand so you have a different way of going forward. So you expand your team by 10% and you get more done that way. Looking at things in different ways is going to be helpful. The SMART goals limit some of that. Still very, very good goals, a good system that I've used for a long time on specific areas of my life, and I'm going to recommend that you do the same in that. Now, the 10x goals have some limits as well, right? A lot of us are just fighting to get through, and like I said, if you can't see yourself making $1 million, you're never going to be able to picture yourself making $10 million. So it's very, very difficult to make that leap from here to here. Makes it tough. So when you're sitting down and looking at your goals, what do you want to attain? Where are you currently in your life? Those are going to be the things that are going to basically drive everything forward. So where are you currently? If you're in a current situation where you don't have a whole lot of freedom, so you are living paycheck to paycheck, or you barely have energy to get through the day, or whatever it may be, but if you're barely getting by, the SMART goals are going to be a better goal for you. Why? Even if you look to add 10% to where you're currently at, you're going to be in a better situation, right? When we're looking at the 10x goals, a lot of people it's people that have a little bit more freedom in their life, whether it's financial freedom or they have time freedom or whatever it may be. You have to change a lot more of your life. When we look at going 10x on something, it's not as simple as just adding a couple things or shifting a couple things. You're changing that whole area of your life. And it doesn't have to be your entire life. You don't have to change your home life and your work life and your personal life. You just have to maybe change one of those, but you're totally inverting all of that stuff. So let's look at in business. If I were to go from doing things in person in the office and I wanted to 10x what I was doing, I have to reach a broad area, right? Because we're limited in the number of people that are in this area. So if I have to reach a broad area, I have to go about it in a couple of ways. I may have to hire somebody else to help deliver. That's a possibility. But it's going to take some time because I'm going to have to train somebody else. It's going to take some money because I'm going to have to hire somebody else or buy another business or whatever it may be. And that's just, it takes a lot more resources to do something like this. So if you're in a position where you have more resources, where you have more energy, where you have more money, where you have more time, whatever that may be, the 10x goals may be a very, very good fit for you. But if you're just trying to get by, use the SMART goals. they're going to be a much better fit, something that goes forward. So, like I said, I know that this is the time for goal setting. It's the time where a lot of people bring that together. And I hope that you consider shifting your outcomes or shifting your outlook on this, where if something needs changed, you don't wait to the beginning of the year. You wait for nothing. You start it right now because it's something that you want to change. That's how you're going to change your life. But I really hope that you reach your goals this year. I hope you look at them. I hope you write them down, because I think you're like 46% more likely to succeed on your goals if you write them down. But write them down and actually go after them. Look at what you're doing with them, though. Are you going about it in the smart way? Are you going about it in the 10x way? What are you going to have to do to make that the reasonable? Is that a good fit for what you're doing? Just evaluate where your goals are, and I think you're going to have a much better outcome in 2024. So I hope you have a phenomenal day. I hope that you have all the best in 2024. I hope that you reach every goal that you set. And if there is anything that I can do, obviously I'm here to help you. Please like and share this video if it's something you do find beneficial. It helps me figure out exactly what you guys need to take you to that next level. But I do appreciate your time. I appreciate your attention, and I'll catch you on the next video.